The Art of the Financial Profile: How to Stop Begging Banks for Table Scraps. There is a persistent and rather exhausting delusion that your credit score is the sum total of your human worth. It isn't. I've seen people with the financial standing of a medieval peasant, a score of 580, walk away with a $20,000 limit, while some poor soul with a 740 is handed a $500 starter card as if they were being given an allowance. It's enough to make one wonder if the banks are even paying attention, but the truth is far more clinical. Banks are no longer looking at a simple number, they are looking at your entire financial profile. They are asking a question that is as old as time: if I hand this person $20,000 today, what is the probability that I will ever see that money again? It's about risk, not a grade on a piece of paper. You could have a perfect score and still be a terrifying prospect to a lender if your profile suggests you have the impulse control of a toddler in a candy shop. The first mistake people make is applying for credit cards as if they were speed dating at a convention for the desperate. You see a video on the internet of someone claiming they were approved for a prestigious card, and within 5 minutes, you submitted an application and received a rejection? Then you try another bank, and another, and another. At this point, your credit report has more inquiries than a homicide investigation. Every one of those hard inquiries tells the next bank that you are aggressively, perhaps even frantically, looking for credit. It's a massive red flag. It makes lenders think you are desperate for money, and there is nothing a lender hates more than a borrower who actually needs the money. Instead of chasing cards, you should be focusing on becoming the type of customer that banks want to chase. One $25,000 approval is infinitely more satisfying than five $500 cards that only serve to clutter your wallet. Why on earth would you expect a bank to hand you $25,000 when they don't even know your middle name? Banks are like people, they require a bit of courtship before they trust you with the keys to the vault. You ignore a bank for 5 years and then suddenly demand a high limit? It's rude, and frankly, it's bad business. This is where the concept of relationship banking comes into play. Open a checking account. Open a savings account. Move your direct deposit and pay a few bills. Show them that you exist in 3 dimensions and that money actually flows through your hands without disappearing into the ether. Many institutions have internal scoring systems that care more about your history as a customer than your score on a bureau report. A solid relationship will get you a $20,000 limit, while a high score with no history will get you a polite rejection and a very small card. We have become obsessed with the score when we should be obsessed with the profile. Those are 2 completely different things, and confusing them is a recipe for financial stagnation. 2 people can have a 680, but one has maxed out cards and a collection of hard inquiries that suggests a gambling problem, while the other has a clean history and a sensible mix of credit. Which one do you think is getting the $20,000 limit? Exactly. Lenders don't approve numbers, they approve the absence of risk. Your score is just the cover of the book, the profile is the actual story. And please, for the love of all that is holy, stop carrying a balance to build credit. Who started this rumor? They should be in prison. The only thing a balance builds is interest for the bank. You are giving away your hard-earned dollars for a myth that helps no one but the people charging you 24%. If you get a $500 card and immediately spend $490, you are telling the bank that you are one missed paycheck away from total collapse. It is not confidence-inspiring. You should be using your credit cards as a tool, not a lifeline. Keep your utilization under 10% at all times. If you must spend the money, pay it off immediately before the statement closes. Banks want to see that you can manage credit without actually depending on it to survive. It's a performance of wealth, even if you aren't wealthy. Once your profile starts telling a story of responsibility rather than survival, those high-limit approvals become as easy as ordering a drink in a quiet bar. Lenders want to give money to people who clearly don't need it? That is the fundamental irony of the entire financial system. Stop letting negative accounts hold your financial life hostage. If you have collections or late payments, fix them. Applying for more credit while your report is covered in charge-offs is like putting a band-aid on a broken leg and wondering why you can't run a marathon. Banks don't expect you to be a saint, but they do expect progress. Pull your reports, find the inaccuracies, and dispute them. There is software out there that can do the heavy lifting for you, but the point is that the report must be clean. A cleaner report means less risk, and less risk means more dollars in your limit. When you combine a clean profile with a solid bank relationship, you become financially unstoppable. It's about taking the time to mend the foundation before you try to build the penthouse. Finally, learn to apply with a bit of sophistication. Use pre-qualification tools so you aren't collecting hard inquiries like they were trading cards. Update your income whenever you get a raise. Banks aren't psychics, they can't approve you based on information they don't have. And once you have the card, request an increase every 6 months through the app. Never call them on the phone, that's a trap that leads to a hard inquiry. You go from $2,000 to $20,000 through consistency, not one lucky break. Once you have a $10,000 limit on your profile, every other bank will want to give you the same because they see you as a safe bet. It's high school social dynamics applied to your wallet. Stop chasing the money and start building the profile that makes the money chase you. Please subscribe so you will be notified of new uploads. Press the like button, it helps our algorithm. Thanks for watching.